Today I am going to explain you the incremental. Let's say this is my data. I am having 100 million records. 100 million records in a table. The table name is some sales. The table name is some sales. The table name is sales. Okay. So 100 million records. So it will have some data. Leave it, whatever the data it may have, it will have some data. Okay. So the data, let's say the data may be ID and amount. Okay, it's a sales ID and amount. So SID and amount, it has a data of SID and amount, so it will have couple of records. So it has like 100 million records. And what they did, the company wants, let's say it is, so they want to move the data into one other location. Like this is a table, okay, at one location, and the company has like couple of other tables. So this is at the location 1 as a sales, like it is in location 1, it has a sales table. There is one more location 2, it is also having the sales and amount, but it is having the same table, but it is at the location 2. This table will have the sales for the location 2 data. Okay, so it is like 250 million record. So what my manager asks is that, so whenever they want to do some high level analysis on the data, like total sales, that let's say the company has only two locations, location 1 and location 2. The company wants to gather the find out the total sales occurred for each month for both the locations. So what they need to do, they need to go and access both the tables from both the locations, and then they need to do it, right? So whenever the location 1 may be in India, location 2 may be in US. So what is the point here? So whenever you want to join the tables on different servers which are located in different countries, then it will be very hard for you to join. Okay. And the one more thing is that because there are some 250 million records, it will be very hard for you, because they want to get the sales right from the both the locations, right? Total sales for the both the locations for at the month level, or they want the total sales for particular month, or they want the total sales for quarter, for particular year. That all kind of things they need. So then it will be very hard for the business users to combine both the data and get the data and do whatever the operations they want. Okay, so it will be very hard. So what my users said is that, okay, so the high level, what they thought is that, okay, whatever the data you are having location 1 and location 2, you will move both the data into one centralized location. Well, not only if you have two locations, sometimes you may have like 10 locations. So all the data from all the locations will be captured at one place. It's a normal standard way that people do. So all the sales from all the locations will be stored in one table. So what I'll do, it is the first time, right? So what I'll do, I'll load this 100 million records and 250 million records in a table. So I'll be having 350 million records. So in order to load this 300 to like 100 million to 250 million records into a table, it may take 6 minutes or 6 hours, sorry. Sometimes it may take like 20 hours also. Like let's say it takes like 2 hours. 2 hours to load this 350 million records into a table. 2 hours. Actually it will take more time, but let's assume that it takes 2 hours for loading 350 million records, because it has only 2 columns, right? So it mostly it will be faster. So it takes 2 hours to load 350 million records from both the locations into the centralized. Okay, let's say so we are good. So we loaded today we loaded, done. What happened next day? They added like to the 100 million, they added some 1000 records. Okay, to this location 2, they added like 5000 records, newly added records. So how can you load this data again? So here you loaded 350. So this 1000 and 5000 records are not there in the destination, right? So you need to load that newly added data into the destination. So how you will be loading? Can anyone say? Hello everyone. So how you will be loading that newly inserted data into the destination? So there may be one point, right? So you will be just truncating the data in the destination and again reload the entire data back. So you will be having 250 million records plus 6000 records, right? That's the one way. If it is one table, you can do. Let's say I got like 10 tables. Can you do that way? 10 table means it will be more issue, and if you load the 10 tables, one table takes 2 hours, means 10 table means it is at 20 hours. If you have like 50 tables means 100 hours. Then how you will below 100 hours means you need to load the data every day, but it is 100 hours means it is not a good thing, right? So what are the options do you have for this? Can anyone say? Yeah, think it's not a big thing. So you might think one thing, okay, by using merge command, check whether the data is there or not. If the data is there, insert. If the data is there, update. If the data is not there, then insert. Right? That is the one way to do. But in order to do the merge and insert and update on this 250 million records, instead of that, you can delete and you can reload the fresh data. That will be faster. Okay? If you have small data, okay, you can do. But if you have some millions of, then what you will be doing? So there is a concept here. Most of the companies they follow. Whenever they insert a record or update a record on a table, they will have some date on this. Change date. Okay. So whenever they insert or update the data, they will change the date also. They will update the date at what time the record has been updated or inserted on both the tables to capture the changes at what time the changes has been occurred. It will just capture. So let's say today is data like today is 2010 11/01, like let's say 2010 01/01, 2010 Jan 1st. So I loaded all the data. After that, whoever whenever they add 1000 records, the 1000 records has been added on 2010 01 to Jan 2nd. So since next time when I come, okay, I already loaded the data for 2010 Jan 1st, right? So I need to load the data, whichever data is inserted after the 2010 Jan 1st, that data only I need to load. So what I will be doing, I'll go and get the records which are added after this date. I'll get that records and I'll load them here. Okay? Are you able to get my point? Most of the companies they follow this standard nowadays because it's a easy way. So let's say they got 1000 records. Okay, they did that. They inserted, and here the 5000 record they inserted. So next time what happens? They may update the existing records. They may update 100 existing records and they may insert 900 new records. Then so you will be getting the updated inserted records. So then what you will be doing at that time, you will get only 1000 records. So you can use the merge command to check whether the record is there or not. You don't know which record is updated or inserted, right? So just you will go and check, okay, this record has been updated. So you will this record has been already there in the destination. So you will update it. If the record is not there, you will insert the record into the destination, because there are only 1000 records. So you can easily update and you can easily check whether the record exists or not. Okay? అర్థమైంది అందరికీ? Yeah, it has been zoomed. So okay. Okay, so now what we are going to do is that we are going to do an incremental package. So how to do the incremental package? So one more thing, you will be facing many things. Okay, we'll go step by step. You'll be facing couple of other things. So let's say the first thing, how can you know how to know the date? How to know for which date you loaded? Right? How to know? So okay, today you remember, but out of 100 records, how can you know that you have loaded the data last and first? How can you know that? Right? Always. So whenever you load the data, that load time you will update in a table, and next day whenever you start your package, you will just go and get the date from the table, and in the source whichever has been inserted after that date, you will get that records only. Okay? అర్థమైందా ఇంతవరకు? ఎందుకంటే మీకు తెలియదు కదా, అంటే మీరు ఎక్కడి దాకా డేటా లోడ్ చేశారో ఎప్పుడు లోడ్ చేశారో మీకు తెలియదు. బేసిక్ ఏంటంటే మన సిస్టంలో, ఎందుకంటే మీరు ఒక్క ప్యాకేజ్ మీ మాన్యువల్ రన్ చేస్తారు, కానీ అదే ఒక హండ్రెడ్స్ ఆఫ్ ప్యాకేజెస్ ఉండి అలా ఉన్నాయనుకో చాలా కష్టం రన్ చేయడానికి. బేసిక్ ఏంటంటే మనం ఆటోమేట్ చేస్తాం ప్రాసెస్ని ఎప్పుడైనా సరే. విల్ ఆటోమేట్ ద ప్రాసెస్ సో దట్ ఇన్ కేస్ వెన్ ఎవర్ సమ్మన్ వాంట్స్ టు సో when we do the automatically the system will run automatically. It will store that last extract date time, last loaded time, and whenever it goes and does the other time, whenever it goes and checks the data, right? Whenever it wants to load the data next time, it will go and get the last load time, and whichever records are inserted after the last load time, it will only get that records from a table. Okay. Now what I'll do in two ways. There are two ways to do. So I can do first what I'll be doing. I'll create a table. Two ways means the only one way. So first I'll go with the simple thing. Test database. I'll create a new query. So in the test database, I'm going to create a table. Sorry. Yeah. So I'll create a table called. Yeah. Sorry. First, we need to have two sources, right? One is I need one database for source, another database for destination, because both will be in different servers. But for time being, I'm creating both them in the same database. But let's assume that I want to create in a different database. Okay. So first, what I will be doing. Okay, I think this server doesn't have that. There is one more server which has a source and destination. Yeah, this server has a source and destination, two databases. Okay, it also doesn't have. So let's say I'm going to create two databases. I'm going to create this database as source. Click OK. I'm going to create one more database called destination, DEST. Now what I'll do, I'll select the source database. Okay, it is not there, so I'll just refresh it. So I'll get the source database. So here I'm going to create a table. So I'll create a table called create table sales. Same table I'm going to create. This table will have the ID, SID as integer, comma S amount as money. Okay, money means up to 4 decimals. Okay, next I'll be having the change your date. Change your date as date time. Okay, this is the data I'll be having in the source. So now what I'll do, I'll just get insert into table. So it is a create, right? Insert into sales. I'll insert the data. So I'll insert a SID. So SID is 1 comma, sales amount is 200, and the date. So I want to get the date. So I'll just write select get date. So I'll copy this date and paste it here. In the quotes I will be giving them, or instead of that I can directly give get date. So it will store the get date. Okay. Yeah, automatically get date will be inserted into the column. Oh, I think what is that? Oh yeah, I think we can't give that. I'm not sure. Okay. Yeah, I'll just give the date time this way. So the same thing I'll copy and I'll create multiple IDs. Let's create 3. I think we don't want to go for other things. 2, and this is for 3. Oh, sorry. We can give the get date also because I didn't key in them, so that's the reason it's showing another. Now I can get date also. Both are same. Yeah, it was get date works here. Yeah, I forgot. Okay. So for some I have given get date, for some I have given the date. Okay. So it is a 3. So it is it will be like 100. It will be 150. Okay. This is the data I am inserting into the sales table. Done. Oh, I already created, so I need to insert the data. So I am inserting the data into the sales table. Okay. There will be 3 records in the sales table. I got 3 records. Okay. Now what I said in the so remember what I said. Whenever you want to know where you, so you will be having some date. So which date you want to get the data from the source. Okay. You will be having last executed time. So whatever the data has been inserted after that time, you will be getting only that data into the destination. Okay. Inserted, updated. So what I will be doing, I'll have one table in the same source or somewhere in the same database. In the source itself, I'll have one table called, I'll create a table. So I'll create in a new query window, create table. I'll name the table as lookup date or something, lookup. I'll call the table as some lookup. I'll be using for this one for the lookup, so I'll use that table as lookup date, or store date, store extract last extract date, last extract date. Okay. So then what it will have is that it will have something called name as varchar. For which package you are storing, you may have some name, right? So I'll give name as 100, or let's say I'll give only 20 or 30, 50. Okay. Next I'll have the date, last extract date time. So I'll have it as last extract date time. Okay, last extract date time as a date time. Date type as a date time. Done. Okay, I'll have the data. So for time being, what I'll be doing here, I'll insert the table. Insert into, okay, sales. Let's say for initial purpose, I want to store the data whichever has been inserted after 2000. Okay, first, so what I'll give the type as name as sales. I'll give the date as 2000. At the beginning, initial stage, I want to get all the records which are inserted after 2000. So I'll get them 01 dash 01 00 minutes, hours, seconds, milliseconds. Okay, so I am done. This is the thing I'll be inserting into the sales table. Oh, sorry, I'm inserting into the sales. Sorry, I need to insert into this. This is a lookup table, right? So I need to insert into that. So what I'll do now, I'll create a table and everything. I think I already created a table. So now I'll insert a value. Done. Okay, we are good. So the same structure, whatever the structure I am having in the table structure, the same table I'll be creating the table in the destination also. Destination, new query. So here I'll control and paste. Done. I've created the table. So now my process is that I want to load the data from there. So first what I'll be doing is that, so whenever you create a package, before creating, you need to do some blueprint. So how you are going to create the thing. So don't never create a package directly. It is not a good idea. Even though if you create, but it will be, if you want to make changes, it will be very hard for you to do again later on once you create it. So okay, so if you want to make it too easy, just spend like 10 to 20 minutes to analyze what to do in the package. Then only if you create a package after analyzing, then it will be very effective. Okay, so my process, what I want, I need to load the data from source to destination. This is a data flow task. So in the data flow task, I'll get the data from the source and I'll load the data into the destination. This is the process I do. So before loading the data from the source and destination, the first thing you need to do is that you need to get what is your last extract, from which time you need to load the data, because the source will have many records, right? You need to only get the records which have been inserted after last extract time, last load time. Okay, so for that purpose, before getting the data itself, you will be getting the last extract date time. Okay, last extract date time from lookup table in the execute SQL task. Execute SQL task. By using execute SQL task, you will be getting the last extract date time, and you will load them in one variable in the package. That's the thing you will be doing the execute SQL task. You will take that last extract date time and load into that variable. Okay, you are done. After that, what you will do, from the source, based on this variable, you will pass that whatever the date you have in that variable, and you will get select star from table where change date is greater than this variable date. Then you will get the records and you load into destination. Done. Okay, so here this is the one thing. So I'm going at the high level and we'll go step by step again. So once you loaded, so at what time you started this package, that date, again you will be updating this, you will update that same date again in this table, so that next time when next time when you want to get the last extract date time, that should get this current date. Whatever the date you loaded now, that date you will be storing in a table, and next time when you want to get the data, you need to again get the last extract date time, right? So now whatever the date you have now, that date you will be getting back. Okay, so based on that you again do. So this is a repeated process. First you will take the start time from the table, then load the data accordingly, and after that you will update the date, so that I have loaded the package now, so update the data as now. So whenever you again next time you load, instead of getting all the data, it will get the data from now. Whatever the records has been inserted from now, you can get only that records based on the date. That's the one thing. So you are good. You have 3 steps. And there's one more complexity. Okay, you got source and destination in the data flow task. So how can you say, so in the source you may get some records which are updated, you may get some records which are inserted. So you may get 2 kinds of records, inserted and updated. You may get delete also, but I am not covering delete. It's the same type only. Okay, you may get inserted and updated records from the source. So you can't directly insert into the destination, right? You can't directly insert into the destination. So if you want to insert them into destination, so first you need to check whether the record is there in the destination or not. So for that purpose, you will do a lookup. After doing a lookup, what happens? So you will use some condition split based on that. If the record is there, if the record is not there, insert. If the record is there, then by using OLEDB command, you will update that. Okay? Are you able to get my point? Hello? అందరికి అర్థమైందా ఇది? So by using OLEDB command, I will update. Okay, I am good. Up to here, I am good. But the scenario is that whenever you use the OLEDB command, what happens is that OLEDB command means it does record by record. It does record by record. Okay, OLEDB command means it does whenever you use the OLEDB command, always it loads the data record by record, or it updates the data. Sorry, it updates the data record by record. So by the scenario, what happens is that whenever you update record by record, it will be very slow. As I said, if you want to move, there is a box which has 10 apples. If you want to move all the 10 apples to one location, instead of moving apple by apple, you take one apple, keep in that location, again come back, take one more apple, keep in that location. So instead of that, you take all the 10 apples and keep it in the same location. It will be faster, right? Instead of taking apple by apple, you can just take all the 10 apples and move at the same time, instead of moving each one separately. So in the same way, whenever you do record by record, the process will be slow. So for that purpose, what they will do, only this data flow task I am splitting here. So what you do, you load the data from the source into one temp table. You will call it as some table which is used for temp, not the temp table means this temp table. On the database itself, you will create a table with the prefix as temp, so that it is only used for the temporary purpose. Normally we'll do that. Okay, so you load the data from source to the temp table. So what you do, before loading the data in a temp table, you will truncate the table and load the new data. So this temp table will have only the new data. You will truncate and load. Whenever you load the data into temp table, you will truncate and load. So once you load the data into temp table, what you are going to do, by using merge command, okay, by using merge command, whatever the data you got in the temp table, you are going to update in the destination table. So merge command will be faster. In a single step, it will compare. In a single shot, it will compare. If the data is there, it will update. If the data is not there, it will insert. Are you able to get my point? Okay, that's the same thing we'll be doing now. So instead of doing a OLEDB, we'll use a merge command and we'll do an incremental. So for that purpose, what we'll be doing, just go here. First, since already we have a table where we stored the last extract date time, right? So first execute SQL task, we'll get that. Okay. So I'll go here, create. This is our SSIS package which I created. So I'll create a new package for incremental. I'll name the package name as incremental. I said by default when you want to rename a package, when you double click, it will select the entire package name. So don't delete that .sx. So I'll name it as incremental. Okay, I'll name it as incremental. Now what I will do, go here, go to the favorites. First I need to get the data. So I'll drag and drop the execute SQL task. And I'll, so one more thing, I have dragged the execute SQL task, but I need to store that value into one variable, right? So for that purpose, click on the variables, just add it here. Okay. So now I'll add the variable as sales last extract date time. Extract date time. Okay, sales last extract date time, and this will be of a type called date, because you will not be having date time at all, just you will be having here, okay, date time. So now what I will do here in the execute SQL task, I will name it as get last extract date time. Okay, now I'll go here, click on this. So where do you have that last extract date time? We have created a table called source. That source has a one lookup table that has a last extract date time. So I'll go here, new. Button SQL. So the database is something called source, SOURCE. Okay, okay, I'll add it. So I got the connection, but what record I need to take? I don't know any record, right? So for that purpose, this is my lookup table, right? Select star from, select from, I'll write the star later on. Store last extract date time, where name equal to sales. So what I'll do, it is a select last extract date time. That's it. So when I execute, I'll get the date time here. See, oh, invalid column, store, oh, last extract date time. Yeah, I took something. Select last extract date time. Yeah. Okay, so now I'll execute. So when I'll execute, I'll get the last extract date time file, because this table might have last extract date time for some 100 tables. Okay, that's why I have given the name called sales. Means this extract date time is for the sales. I'll just copy this. Now I'll paste it here. I'll go to the SQL statement and I'll paste it here. Done. Now what I'll do here, I'll just copy, because it is hard to write this column, right? I'll just copy this column. Copy. Done. Control C. Okay. So I created, and I want to take this output and load it into the variable, right? In order to capture the output, you'll in the result set, since I will be capturing only one record, right? So I'll select single row. Done. So I need to map that output into a table. So go to result set, add one. Now what is the column that I'll be getting there? I'll be getting a column called last extract date time. That's it. Now where do I want to store that value? Into the variable. So since I am having only one variable created, so automatically by default it will be selecting that. I am using that. Okay. Okay, done. I'm good. Now what I'll be one more thing in the result set. Yeah, okay, that's it. Okay, we are good. So I got the last extract date time, and after that what I'll be doing, okay, I need to have the data flow task. Go to the data flow task, Select this and drop it. Here I'll be taking as load sales into temp table. So how I'll create a temp table is that though, so we got here, this is in the destination. Okay, I want to take in the destination because always you'll be having that data in the destination. So I'll name the same table, but I'll name it as a temp underscore sales, which I'll use for temporary purpose. Load it. Okay. So I'll load it in temp table. But one more thing, before loading that, what you need to do, you need to truncate the temp table, right? You need to always truncate the temp table. So in order to truncate, you can directly use execute SQL task for truncating the temp table, because you need to truncate and load. Okay. So I'll give it as truncate temp sales table. Okay. Now I'll click on this, and this table is on the destination, right? But I don't have any connection, so I'll create a new one for the destination. New. Take this one, and it is on the destination. Done. Okay, we are good. So now I'll click OK. So in the destination, so what do I want to do? I want to truncate a table. Just try to truncate. Automatically this query will execute on the database. Truncate table. What is the table name? It is a sales, temp underscore sales. Temp underscore sales. That's it. Done. Good. Okay. Okay. I've created truncate table temp underscore sales. Okay. After that, okay, that's it. I don't want to pass any parameter. I don't want to take any output from that, right? It's just truncating. So it's okay. After that, I'll go here, connect to the data flow task. Now click on this. Okay. Now, when I go to the SSIS tools, go to the common, or else, yeah, SSIS tools, because I want to add a source. So what is the source? Will be my OLEDB source. Okay. And next I'll be having a data flow, like my destination will be OLEDB. OLEDB. That's it. Good. So now what I'll do, I'll connect the source. I'll name it as sales. Okay. Source table. Next, destination, right? I'll name it as sales. Temp sales is the destination table. Temp sales, destination table. DEST table. Okay, that's the thing I'll do. Okay, done. So I'll connect to the source. I'll connect to the source database. Now I'll get the data from the sales table. Sales table, done. When I preview, I'll have the 3 records. Okay, I'll done. So now here there is a one point. I'll show you what is that point. Now I'll connect to the destination and do it. So in the destination database, the table name is temp sales. Okay, I'll go to the mapping. So I'll map all the records. Done. So when we do this, now I'll be getting all the records from the sales. Whatever the records I have in the sales table, I'll be getting. But what I want to do, I need to get the records, the only records that are inserted after this last extract date time. I want to get only that record. So how to do that? Whatever the last extract date time, I'm loading into one variable, right? Sales last extract date time. I'm loading into that variable. Okay. So now what I'll do? So if on the table, if you want to get anything like last extract date time, so how you will be doing? Select star from sales, where change date. Change date greater than or equal to the whatever the date we are extracted. Whichever is greater than whichever record has been inserted after that, we want that. So this is a query, right? So I'll give question mark. Remember, always if you want to pass dynamically, you'll give the question mark. So I'll copy same this. Now in the source, go to the data flow task. In the source, instead of having a table and view, I'll just use a SQL command and give question mark. That's it. So now see, when I give the question mark, there is a parameters activated. If I don't give that, okay, if I don't give any parameters, if I don't give, so this is only sales, right? When I try to click parameter, that will show SQL statement does not contain any parameter. But if I give question mark, where date equal to, then it will show the parameters. See, it will show me. So the first question mark is the parameter 0. Now I want to pass which date I need to pass. I need to pass the last extract date time. So where do I have last extract date time? I have stored the last extract date time in a variable. Which variable? It is a there is a user variable I named it as a last extract date time, so that will have. So click on go to here, see sales last extract date time. That's it. Automatically that variable will be passed here. Are you able to get my point? I'll click OK. That's it. So whatever the data I got, I'll be storing in the temp sales table. Now after loading the data into the temp table, what I want to update and delete the data. If record is there, I want to update. If the record is not there, then I want to delete. Okay. So this is the destination table. So what I'll do, I'll create a merge command. Create procedure. Okay. Can anyone say what is the syntax of merge command? Hello. Can anyone say? Hello? Vinay, Manas. No, you are okay. I can hear you. Chandana, I'm asking. I can't hear. Manas. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll just ignore this one. So I'll create a procedure at the bottom. Okay. The same way, simple, right? Nothing to worry. So I'll just write create procedure. I'll name the, okay, before that we'll just create a merge command. After that we can create a procedure. Okay, merge into, I need to give a destination table. So what is the destination table? It is a sales table, and using source table. And I have to give the source table. What is the source table? It is a temp sales. It is my source table, right? So for the destination table, I'll give it as a destination. For the source table, I'll give it as a source. I'm giving the alias using on. I need to join the table. So d dot sid equal to s dot sid. Okay. I'm joining that both the columns. Done. After this, when matched. Okay, when matched, then what I'll be doing, I'll update the destination data. Update d dot, or you can directly give d amount. It says s amount, s amt equal to s dot s amt. Okay, and now you need to update two columns. One is that one, and one is the change date equal to s dot change date. Okay, when not matched. When not matched, then. So what you will be doing? What you need to do when not matched? Hello? When not matched. So delete means there are two types. Not matched are two types. By default, if I don't give anything, it is not matched by target. When not matched by target or when not matched by not matched, both are same. Means when the source data is not matched in the target. Means when the not matched means it means the source data is not in the target, right? This is there. You will have two not matched conditions. When not matched by source. Means the record is there in the destination but is not in the source. But you will not be using, because you will not be getting all the records from the source side. So you will be getting only the records which are inserted in the source latest record. It means that there will be many records which are not there in this temp table, right? Hello? So that's why you never use them. So when not matched means, are you going to delete all the records that are not there in the temp table? No, you are not going to delete, right? So mostly you will never use them. So now here not matched target means if the record is there in the source, if they are not in the target, then you want to insert. So both not matched by target or not matched, both are same. Okay. Then what I want to insert. Insert which columns I want to insert? I will insert all. SID, comma, S amount, comma, change date. Same as insert command we do, right? We'll just give the insert and after that we'll give the values, right? The same way, that's it. Values done. Then I'll write s dot SID, comma, s dot S amount, comma s dot change date. Okay, that's it. Then I'll do the go. This is the merge command which I'll be using. So I'll store this entire merge command in a procedure. Create procedure. I'll name the procedure as merge sales. Merge underscore sales. That's it. Means I'm going to merge as a sales table. So always merge command will be terminated by a semicolon. Now this is the end of the store procedure. I'll give go. I'll select the store procedure and execute it. Done. Bless you. So now syntax name samount. Update. Okay. Well matched. Okay. Oh sorry. I need to write set command, right? Hello? Huh? Oh, okay. Yeah. So now we'll create a procedure. Okay, the procedure will be successfully executed. That's it. Now we'll go to a merge command. Control C. Now I'll go here, drag and drop on execute SQL. In order to execute store procedure anything, you will be using the execute SQL task. So that's why I said execute SQL task and data flow task is an important one. So now I'll write merge sales. Okay, I'll click on this. Do you have any charges, Chandana? Can you charge it? Yeah, okay, you can call now. Yeah, call immediately, or else I'll wait for some time. Or else just wait. I'll store the store procedure because I need to run the store procedure on destination, right? Select it here. So in order to run the store procedure, you'll always use execute command, exec, and the procedure name. Okay, merge sales. That's it, done. Okay, done. So Chandana, I'll stop. Call me immediately because Chandana said that our phone is dying. Okay. Yeah, Chandana. Okay, right? Okay then, yeah. So now you are clear up to this merge sales, right? So what we are doing, we are getting the last extract date time and we are truncating the temp table and getting the data from the sales which has been inserted after that last extract date time, right? Okay. After that, I'm using the merge command to combine that. So up to here, our data will be done. After that, what I need to do, I need to again update this last extract date time table, right? Okay. So how to update the last extract date time? So this is a table. So I need to write a command. So update. I think I can use the same thing here, right? Update. Set last extract date time equal to question mark. We'll be passing this one during the runtime. Okay, where sales. So control C. I'll paste it here. So what I'll do, I'll take from this. I'll take one execute SQL task, drag and drop it here. So here now I'll update the last extract date time. Update current to date. Update last extract date time to the current date. To current date. Okay. So now I'll ask you one question. In the destination only, I am adding the lookup table, right? Click here, connect it here, done. Okay. So I need to pass the last extract date time. So which date I'll be giving there as a last extract date time? Can you anyone say? Hello? Which date I'll be giving there? Which time am I going to give the current time? యా చేంజ్ అవుతూ ఉంటుంది. ఇప్పుడు నేను ఇక్కడ లాస్ట్ ఎక్స్ట్రాక్ట్ డేట్ టైం నేను ఇప్పుడు ప్యాకేజ్ ఇప్పుడు లోడ్ చేశాను కాబట్టి నెక్స్ట్ టైం నేను లోడ్ చేయాలన్నప్పుడు నాకు ఈ టైం నుంచి ఈ టైం తర్వాత ఇన్సర్ట్ అయిన అన్ని రికార్డ్స్ కావాలి కదా నాకు. కాబట్టి లాస్ట్ ఎక్స్ట్రాక్ట్ డేట్ టైం ఇప్పుడు ఎప్పుడైతే ప్యాకేజ్ రన్ అయిందో ఆ టైం స్టోర్ చేస్తాం కదా, అంటే కరెంట్ టైం స్టోర్ చేస్తాం ఇక్కడ. అంటే గెట్ డేట్ అని ఇచ్చొచ్చు, కానీ దాంట్లో గెట్ డేట్ ఇవ్వడం వల్ల ప్రాబ్లం ఏమవుతుందంటే యూ మే మిస్ సమ్ ఫ్యూ సెకండ్స్. So how you are going to miss few seconds is that, so let's say you started the package, this is my package, this is adding step 1 step 2, you are adding step 1 step 2 step 3 some step 4. Okay, so here you are updating the data. So that let's say my package started at 10:40 am, 10:40 and 15 seconds my package started am. So my package may end 10:40. Instead of 15 seconds, it may end 20 seconds. If I update this time, so there may be some records which might be inserted after 15 and 20, right? I may miss that records. Okay. So normally what they do, so whenever we have that package start, right, there's a system variable called package start time. I'll go here. So since I need to pass dynamically, so I can go to the parameter mapping, add it. So you can see there is a one variable called system start time. So I will pass the system start time there. That's it. And it is a type of date time, right? So you can directly type date is also okay. Date done. And after this parameter, it is a 0 parameter, 0. Data type is default. It is a parameter name. So I'll give, it is a first question mark, right? So I'll give 0. Data type is, I'll just give 1. Automatically it will be adjusted accordingly. So this start time will be passed here in the parameter, and that start time will be saved. Package start time means whenever the package started, that time will be stored there. Okay? Are you able to get my point? Okay. So now let's see. So now since which date I have given here? I have given is 2000, right? So how many records I have inserted into the sales table? I have inserted 3 records. Everything is 2014. So all the 3 records are greater than this time, right? Okay. Now see, I'll just run the package. Now I'm executing the last extract date time. So you are getting 2001. So now I'll run the package. Oh, it has been issue with this. So mostly the last extract date time has not been updated. So we will go here, why it has not been updated. Invalid updates last invalid object name store last extract date time. Oh, what is the table name? Oh, store last invalid object name means there is no procedure, that kind of procedure. So what I will do, click on this in the destination only, right? Update store last extract date. What is the table name? Store last extract date. Just select this, Control C. Let's run this query here. Okay, just give the date something, the same date I'll give it here. Okay, I'm updating with the same date because I want to see whether that query runs correct or not. Yeah, it is running. Oh, see that it is in the source database. Okay, yeah, because I have given destination, that's the reason. Source. Okay, so now what happens, since I didn't, even though all the data has been run in, you did the extract date time, you truncated the table, you loaded them, you loaded into the merge sales, you loaded the data into the final table also. But since the last extract date time didn't update, so when you run the package next time, it will again get from the previous only, right? See, now when I run, I'll get again another 3 records. When I go to the load cell, see, I got 3 records. Okay, and if I go and see the last extract date time now, it will be updated to the current date now. See, 21, 24, 40 seconds. So now if I run the package now again, Do we have any records inserted after the last extract date time? No. So that's why the data flow task will not get any data here. See. Okay. Now let's see the destination table. So this is in the destination. I'm just removing the store procedure and everything. So I'll write select star from sales. Okay. And I'll also write select star from temp sales because I want to see how many records are there in the temp sales now. Now I'll run both the record because temp sales has 0 records. See temp sales because the data has been truncated, and since there is no record updated, so you didn't get any record, so it is null. But in the sales table in the destination, see this is the destination, so you got all the 3 records done. So now what I'll do, I'll go to the source table, source database, go to the tables. Now I'll go to the sales, click on this and edit 200 records. Okay. Now I'll insert one more record called 4 and I'll give the date as 250. Done. What I'm going to do here is that I'm going to add some date here, which is now after this time. So it is 26, right? I'll add that time 2014 dash 11 dash 14 space 20. So it is a 40. Why it is storing 849? Oh, we inserted the data at long time, right? So that's the thing. Now I'll insert the data 20. Okay, it's a 21 and the time is 27 minutes 00 seconds 00 milliseconds. Okay, now I inserted the data. So what I'll do, I'll just copy this. At the same time I am updating the 2 record. 2 instead of 100 I am updating it to 1000. So what I did, so what is my insert date time here? If I go and see here, my last executed date time is 21 24 40, right? Whichever the data is at 21 24 40, so there are 2 records after that time. I am updating 1 record and at the same time I will update the change date also. Since I am inserting the record, so at the same time I will insert the date also, okay, to the current date. So there are 2 records now. Are you able to get my point? This is in the source database. Okay. Hello. Updated and inserted. I updated and inserted the data. Now let's see. I'll run the package now. So now how many records I need to get? I need to get 2 records. So the 2 records should be there in the temp table, and the 2 records should be updated in the destination also. See, I got 2 records, right? So everything is successful. Now I'll go and check in the temp table and the destination that table. Now let's see the last extract date time. So it is 21 24, right? Now it is 21 28. See, 21 28. It is updated to that time. And the same time, if I see this both the thing, the temp sales will have 2 records, and this main table will have 4 records, and this second record is updated to 1000. See, it is the final one. Are you able to see my point? So this is nothing but the incremental. It is very much important to you. అర్థమైంది అందరికి incremental? Yeah.